All right, I'm going to give a brief discussion of our study guide here. So, first off, the role that this plays in the class is fairly important. The questions below are the basis for quizzes and exams. Those are all going to be objective kinds of questions, meaning multiple choice, true, false, maybe a short answer, like a fill in the blank kind of thing. Mostly true, false, and multiple choice. So these questions below will be turned into those kinds of questions. And you will take them as quizzes and a long exam, probably about 50 questions for the exam. You can see the dates for those. Your first exam will cover the whole list of readings and the whole study guide here. The quizzes are philosopher specific. So you'll have a Plato quiz and a Descartes quiz. So I may be adding a few more questions to the study guide. I will let you know if I do. One thing that's important to note here is that in addition to the questions listed here, as it states on the top of the page, you are also held responsible for the glossary terms and the objections discussed in the Warburton chapters for Plato, Descartes, and Hume. So I haven't listed those here, so that's a kind of a default pointer, so to speak, to those chapters in the Warburton book and those particular parts of those chapters, the glossary of terms and the objections. So those are basically exam-worthy parts of his chapter and the questions that appear on the screen. Collectively, that is the content that you're tested on for your quizzes and your exam. Really, your essay is going to be closely related to all this stuff, but we'll deal with that in a separate little video. Okay, so looking down here, you'll see Nozick Chapter 1. You'll see a bunch of questions, and you'll see this little box. It says Gabcast, that particular one. That is kind of like this, but audio, of me discussing those questions. And as you'll see, almost every set of questions has an audio, which is me going over that material. In there are the answers. If you listen closely, you really should be able to get down answers to those questions. You might have to listen more than once, but it's a valuable resource, and that's certainly something worth doing. Maybe have the book with you, and collectively, between your reading of the book and your use of the resources on the study guide, you should be able to fill out the whole study guide. And as we go, take the quizzes on Plato and Descartes, take the full exam that covers the whole study guide, and there you go. So that's the study guide. In terms of the formatting, I'm taking things from various different places. Some of the things are double-spaced, excuse me. Some are single-spaced. I'll see if I can work that out a little better. As you'll see, some of the audio formats are different. And in time, I might get them all into one single, consistent format, but it takes kind of a long time. I'm working on it. But, it's not perfect in that sense. If there was some company that were producing it, it might, look all kind of perfect or whatever, but it's just me. But anyways, listen to that, read the relevant stuff, and, between the two of them, should be in good shape. Let me make a comment here. There's one thing that I haven't put in questions yet for. If you look towards the bottom, it says David Hume, questions coming. So I just need to fill in, maybe it's going to be 10 more questions or something like that on David Hume's Enquiry, and that's from the Warburton book for us. And, you know, I've a little hesitation about this, but I've actually posted much of the second half material below, which means material that's going to be from the second half of the course is up there now that you can take a look. I just figured if you want to study ahead, go for it. But don't be confused. It says here, note, the material below is for the second half of the class. But I will leave it here if you want to check it out. So that's not going to be on the first exam, nor the quizzes. Just as a kind of a courtesy to you, or kind of reward if you want to work ahead, it's there for you to check out. It's not on the exam though. Okay, so that's the study guide. Make use of it. Make it your friend. It's not perfect, but find a way to make it useful. Okay, I guess the main thing that you'll just have to kind of get with is to find the right context, place to be able to access the audio. Okay, so that's that. Take it easy.